Hey folks, Brian here. Today I'm going to update the Ponzi2.io website. And this website is a Go program itself, running on the second generation AppEngine runtime environment. So I've got an article that I'm going to upload. I've prepared it in Notepad and I'm going to show you my development process and hopefully push it live. Haven't pushed something new to this site for a while, so let's see how it goes. So on the left hand side I've got a Chrome browser here going to localhost 8080, and the server is not running yet, so it says the site can't be reached. On the right hand side I've got the whole web server up in Visual Studio Code, and it's just a Go program, so there's nothing too surprising here. There is a main.go file, and the new runtime doesn't have many dependencies on AppEngine libraries, as you can see, and it's really just another Go program with a main method, and it chooses a port. It does look at some environment variables to configure itself. AppEngine does have a app.yaml file where you can set these environment variables, but in your Go program you can still use the standard library getenv function to get the values. Anyway, in Visual Studio Code I've got a task to build and run it. So it's been a while, but let's press Ctrl-Shift-B, and it's going to call go generate, go build, and then run the server, Kitty Hawk EXE, named after an aircraft carrier. And then, as you can see in the output panel, it's serving on 8080. So let's take a look. Okay, so now it's up locally, and today I want to add a new article. In the tutorial section, I've only written 2 articles, but we're going to add another one today. And I store all these articles under the folder tutorials. So now we're going to try to add an article over here. So first we're going to right click and add a new file under the tutorial section, and this article is about testing templates, so I'm just going to call it testingtemplates.html, and let's try typing some hello world text. And you can see how these folders are organized: tutorials, and under there testing templates.html. And I use the standard library to map this file system folder to the URLs. So now if I type testing templates.html, I've got hello world already. Now let's go to our favorite Notepad editor. I'm going to paste the content that I've prepared directly into testingtemplates.html. Since I don't have any HTML formatting, this is going to look pretty ugly, but we can just press refresh and the content is there. So now we've just got to spruce it up a little bit. And what I've done is I have a template called base.html, and base.html defines a lot of small snippets: the header, the body header, a banner announcing new things, and a footer. And I've used those repeatedly in other articles. For instance, in the AppEngine article, we can see I call these sub-templates: the head, the body header, and so forth. So let's try copying over some of this text. And let's scroll down and properly end our tags. I'm a perfectionist, so let's check that I closed everything Okay, I put a space there, so. And I also put a body footer template at the bottom. So we'll copy that over as well. Now let's go back to the browser and refresh. Okay, so we're getting there. You can see we've got the standard donation footer, which I also need to update since everything is now public, developed in the public, and we've got our menu bar right at the top. So now I'm going to just work on some initial formatting here. Let's indent. Okay. Give it a header, and I'm going to also plug that into the head template. We're going to go back and refresh. Okay, getting a little better. Here's a previous article, and I just want to see how I do this. Okay, so I had an author tag. And it's the day before tax day. Terrific. Let's give it an overview. Format each paragraph. Here we've got a list, so we'll convert it. Let's save and try refreshing to just see that we're going the right direction. Looks good. Okay, we've got a blob here, but we can just keep going. I see. When the indentation doesn't work properly, you know that some tag didn't end right. Okay, let's do another quick spot check. Okay, looks good. Now we've got some code. So let's put that in a pre-tag. And it looks like I indent these all the way to the left to not give additional excess indentation. Let's refresh again. Okay, that looks good. The head template imports various styles and scripts, Google Analytics and so forth. So that's why the code looks nice and neat automatically. Here we've got an example. And this is code 2, so we're going to just put it in another pre-tag. Try to include an actual sample from the Ponzi 2 code base. this article is about templates that you can easily copy over into your own code and just replace the test case rows, saving you time, because preparing table-driven tests is really painful for me, at least friction, where I don't even sometimes want to add a test because I don't want to set up the table-driven test. And in Go, it's not recommended to use a lot of auxiliary libraries to make things more obfuscated. More layers of abstraction can make things harder to figure out. Okay, so I made it to the bottom. Let's do a refresh here. It looks pretty good, right? I think we're really actually done. I think I don't really have a conclusion, but I can always come back and edit this article. No, I didn't have a conclusion here either. Okay. So now when we go back to the tutorials, it doesn't automatically show up. So we've got to go to the index.html, and we're just going to plug in a link to our new tutorial, testing templates.html. Let's copy and paste the title, which maybe needs to be made a little bit more appealing. Let's refresh one more time. Let's test the link. Alright, it looks good. So the idea is these are templates that I'm going to refer to, and I'm just going to copy and paste and throw them directly into my own code, and then you can immediately just replace your input, your want values, your struct. You can provide a description if you want. If you don't, I found that the library actually puts like 0, 1, 2 automatically for you, so you don't have to put a description. Pretty clever. And you can replace this function closure here with the actual function, the actual method you're testing, and then the rest should work. That's all you need to do for testing something that returns one value and one error. And the other template I provided was for a function that just returns an error. And as more patterns come up, I'm just going to paste them over here so I can quickly use them. Now we've got this banner here that says new tutorial, how to write second generation AppEngine. It's a little old now. I got to write more articles. So I can simply go to, well, this banner you can see is on every page, right? And so what I've done is use a common template. Oh, I need to update this too. But let's go to base.html. Base because it's included everywhere. Here we've got the header, which is the top bar, plus the banner. So let's just update this. New tutorial, April 14th. Testing templates.html. And let's immediately reload. Okay, and now this banner is on every page. Now I should update the news section as well, which is news, and if there's no HTML here, it goes to index.html. So we'll go to the news folder, go to index.html. Let's add a new news entry. Yeah, I should be working on my taxes today, but we'll deal with that later. Okay, let's refresh once again, and you can see there's no building or compilation time because we're just serving static HTML. Links work. Okay, that looks good. Now, of course, the live website at Ponzi2.io isn't updated. And so let's try to push this. So I've got a terminal up here. It's in the directory of my GitHub project. And now I haven't executed this since the last tutorial, but let's give it a shot. Now in this Ming W64 terminal, I know that it's kind of actually gets stuck, so I press an additional enter key. The prompt, do you want to continue, doesn't appear until I press enter, and then it begins deployment. And I did mention that, or maybe I didn't mention that this is all running on the AppEngine second generation runtime on the free tier. But I think this part here, using Google Cloud Storage, it does cost a penny a month if I build the project. And Google does keep billing me a penny or two every month. I don't really know why, but that's not exactly free, but it is something I want to mention. And now it seems to be churning away. Meanwhile, we can go over in Visual Studio, add our commit message, Control Enter, commit, sync it to the GitLab, and that's pretty much it. Okay, we're back at the prompt. Let's switch back to our browser. I refreshed, it didn't show up. Let's try again. Okay, there it is. So some AppEngine instances were probably restarting to pick up the new code. And let's click on the link. And there it is. There's the new article. And the templates are up there. And I should probably provide some links directly to these templates. So I can go here, click on them, copy and paste. And maybe for these pre-tags, I should add a copy to clipboard section here, a button to click and just copy it, so then I can go back to the regular Ponzi2.io actual code project and do it here. So there you go. That's how development on the Ponzi2.io website works. Very simple, rapid development, one command to push it out, and the file system is mapped to the URLs, so it's very easy to add new content. And the templates make it really easy to add the styles and proper header footer on every page. So hope that gives you an idea of what development on AppEngine with Go second generation runtime is like, and hope it helps. See you later. Bye.